Lexus window tinted. Man, your business while we all up in the club. Turned on bottles, plenty in it. While you looking at me stupid, cause we spending pretty penny.
Flying than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Hop up in that new whip, hit that gas and watch me take off. Whole city really lit, outside the club we take off. Getting money every day, get that bag and watch me take off. Take off. Take off. Yeah, take off. Take off. Yeah, flyer than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Getting money, yeah, time to get it, watch me take off. Yeah.
Sway, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. Flyer than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Hop up in that new whip, hit that gas and watch me take off. Whole city really lit, outside the club we take off. Getting money every day, get that bag and watch me take off. Take off. Take off. Yeah, take off. Take off. Yeah, flyer than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Getting money, yeah, time to get it, watch me take off.
Shorty twerking in the air, I thought she about to take off. DJ played this in the club, you know we about to take off. Light catches on my hand and rich, I'm about to take off. Act a fool in my city, boy, you better take off. If you ain't playing hits like this, you need to take the day off. Spotters round here don't never miss, don't make us take off. We get it out the mud every day like it's a playoff. When the girls hit us in the club, they always want to take off.
Flyer than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Hop up in that new whip, hit that gas and watch me take off. Whole city really lit, outside the club we take off. Getting money every day, get that bag and watch me take off. Take off. Take off. Yeah, take off. Take off. Yeah, flyer than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Getting money, yeah, time to get it, watch me take off. Yeah, I done seen too many friends turn straight to foes, shit get cold. I done been down this lonely road many time before. I swear I'ma get this shit, I'm striking like a lightning bolt. They can't stop me, man, cause I run this now like the CEO. I get paid to take time off, I'm feeling like this PTO. I get this money, I'm feeling like a GI, how I go. Flyer than an astronaut, don't know what planet I might go. All I know is I'm a hustler no matter where I go. Flyer than a pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Hop up in that new whip, hit that gas and watch me take off. Whole city really lit, outside the club we take off. Getting money every day, get that bag and watch me take off. Take off. Take off. Yeah, take off. Take off. Yeah, flyer than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Getting money, yeah, time to get it, watch me take off.
Yeah, we getting paper out this bitch. Yeah, taking off like a freight train out this bitch. Get off my track, don't get derailed. Running with my clique. See, I'm all about that MONE while we super rich. Gangster from the sideline, pimpin', got me riding in my Lexus window tinted. Man, your business while we all up in the club. Turned on bottles, plenty in it. While you looking at me stupid, cause we spending pretty penny.
Flyer than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off.
Mic check. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. What's going on, Wyatt?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine, man. We all over here on date night. All right, man. Appreciate you for coming on the show. It's an honor right now.
I'm honored.
Big heard you. Shout out to my people's worldwide collaborations. Warm It Up, Chris. Shout out to Busy One. Shout out to Day to Day. Let's talk about it on Fridays. Shout out to Men's Motivational Monday, where we right here holding it down.
You heard
about. Shout out to the women on Wednesdays who be wilding out. Whoa, I do mean, baby. You know what I mean? Shout out to our special guest, Wyatt, in the building. Yeah.
got your boy Dre Holland, a comedian. What's good with it? And the one.
And the only. Damn Sam. It's posted in the corner.
You heard it.
You know what I'm talking about?
In the corner.
Yeah.
Black.
Man, so look.
So we're going to start this out real quick with this video before we even go.
We'll put the video on right now because I can't wait to say something.
What video?
And you know what we're going through in the city right now.
And I bow my head with grace, and y'all want it.
Ain't no love. I bet Chase was a DB in high school too.
Hey,
because he could tackle.
Hey.
He had 3 tackles in the first half.
I have a question for you, Unc. And Chad, I have a question for y'all too. Do you think we need to make a move and go get another quarterback? I just want to know.
Where you gonna get him from? Amazon? You talking like they got one that you can order from Amazon and you get him next day.
Do you want to salvage the season?
No, you're not gonna salvage nothing, Ocho. Y'all will be done by Halloween.
We need a gunslinger, somebody that's gonna let that thing rip.
Well, trade for Jameis then.
Now we talking.
You say you want somebody to let it rip. Jameis gonna throw.
Now we talking.
Now here's the thing, Ocho.
Talk to me.
He gonna have 3 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
He gonna have 3 interceptions too. Now you remember that game last year against the Broncos?
Ooh.
497.
Woo.
But he had 3 picks in the football.
You need to go get another quarterback and put somebody in play because I'm tired of his shit. I ain't talking about the rest of the team because he played good certain times, and it's like we ain't got no leadership. You know what I mean? The quarterback supposed to run the show. He ain't fully equipped to be running it the way we thought he was. He had good games back then. You know what I mean? That made us be like, uh-oh, we got something on the sideline, Jake Brown. No. I don't believe in it.
Y'all you gave that boy too much. Y'all hyped him up too much. He wasn't ready. And he proven it that he wasn't ready. He had one good game. Everybody got excited. Y'all put him in the regular, real season. And people coming. You seeing what really is. They should have been and one got another quarterback. Somebody with some experience, a veteran. You could have got Andy Dalton. Ball his little behind back here.
You don't want him back here.
I don't want to hear it. He would have helped you out right now. Andy Dalton can play. I don't care how much you want to talk smack. He was here, how many years he was here? 8?
Yeah, I remember.
He was about, 8 years here? He gave y'all winning seasons probably majority of the time. Gave you more than 8 wins.
He was the Red Rooster.
I mean, bro, I understood at the end you got to get rid of the business. You got to bring in the new healthy and get some fire in it. You could have bought that man back to help y'all gain your season back, but y'all don't want to. You want to go with, what's his name? Browning y'all out. Y'all looking like ass.
What you say about it? About Browning? Do we keep him?
I need a new quarterback.
Uh-oh. Damn Sam, what you say?
Yeah, I need to go auction something off.
Oh, my God. Man, hold it down, man. I'm a long-term Bengals fan. I'm just disappointed right now in my Bengals. But what you think about this?
Who's this team first? That's what I want to. That's hard for me to speak on y'all. Who's Wide's team? You watch football, Wide?
Bro, I am a diehard Cincinnati Bengal fan.
There we go.
Okay. So you understand the pressure that's been
I'm a season ticket holder. I am a Bengal fan and my heart is broke right now.
I can see, we all can see y'all heart.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
sir.
Clear.
Okay.
Clear.
Yeah. You know, there's a little deception going on in the building. I ain't gonna lie about this Browning kid. Y'all do understand that he had a pretty good year for the Bengals when he replaced Burrow in 2023. His record was 4-3 as a starter when we lost Burrow that year in 23. So Zach Taylor, being a former quarterback himself, I can see how he thinks that Browning is a good quarterback because he was a quarterback himself. He's probably a great film room quarterback. He's a horrible pressure quarterback with a 2023 record of 4-3. So they thought he could get the job done.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad move by the Bengals to continue to bring this man forward, when he's proven that he can throw the ball to a wide open linebacker. All right, that's not good reading of the defense. We got a bad backup. A backup quarterback is supposed to be ready to go right away. He's supposed to be just as good as your starter. He might not be as good as the starter, but he's supposed to be able to manage a game, not hurt you in a game.
He's been hurting us bad.
Yeah, he's made some bad throws, bro.
8 interceptions.
Yeah.
And think about it. And we only in what? The 5th game? Yeah. Now you look at a year ago when our normal quarterback in the 17 games, he threw 9 interceptions.
But you can't compare the two though. Like that ain't fair to Browning. You know what I mean? Like Browning is not a Burrow. Burrow is in the conversation with Mahomes. Burrow's in the conversation with Hurts. Burrow's in the conversation with some of the greatest quarterbacks that's getting paid right now. He's a $100 million quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So right. So it's hard to say that Brown is supposed to be that, but I feel like it's kind of on the coaching staff, because you're supposed to have somebody that can run the offense to some sort of degree the way you want to. He can't run the offense. It's just that simple. He can't run it. He get lucky every now and again. Like everybody say, Eric Garbage can't get lucky, a piece of chicken. He get lucky every now and again, but 4-3 records shouldn't have kept him a job. You know what I mean? 4-3 records in the middle of the season when ain't nobody got no film on you. Now they got film on you. Now they know your weaknesses a little bit. Now they know how to make you nervous, and you ain't got no answer.
So can I say something? Can I say something about that a little bit? You guys mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm here to talk about business, but y'all talking football, and that's my thing. I love the Bengals, bro. I've been a Bengal fan since I can remember, from the solid helmets. You understand? With Bengals on the side of it. I've been that long ago. But let's be fair. Our offensive line is trash, bro. Like Orlando Brown, he's the biggest guy out there, and he out there playing tag. He ain't playing. He's not blocking shit. He ain't doing none of that. I mean, you know what I'm saying, bro? Nobody. We got Coleraine High School offensive line out there. Nobody could complete passes. Joe Burrow wasn't lighting the world on fire with that offensive line this year either. We got lucky. The 2 games we won when he was here. Think about it. Joe Burrow hasn't really completed an entire season with this Band-Aid offensive line. He's only got 1 season complete in 6 years, 5 years in the NFL. He's only played 1 season, a complete season. He's been battling injuries because he's been brutalized, running for his life every time he say hut, hike. Yeah. And if you go get a mobile quarterback, all you're going to do is get him busted up too.
Another RG3.
So do you think the Bengals should have invested in another quarterback in this last draft we just had?
Offensive line.
Well, I think backup quarterbacks, when you have your future quarterback, I mean, when you get somebody like Joe Burrow and you sign him to a mega deal, $300 million or whatever, giving him $50 million a year, you're not going to go draft a future quarterback. You have your future quarterback. I think what you do, you go to free agency and you go get a skilled backup quarterback that's seasoned and understands his role, like a Joe Flacco, like they did in Baltimore those years and in Cleveland. You feel me? That's what you go get in free agency. You don't draft a quarterback to sit him on the bench in his prime years unless you're doing something like what Green Bay did with Love when he backed up, the old man Aaron Rodgers, and knew he was only going to hang around a couple more years, and then you was priming Love to be ready. You feel me? The Bengals don't draft a quarterback. You're just going to waste a draft pick. Go get a free agent that's ready, somebody that can move. Hey, I bet you right now we would rather have a Joe Flacco, and he's not all that great right now, but I'll take a Joe Flacco. That's an Andy Dalton caliber quarterback. I'll take a Joe Flacco over Browning right now. I mean, he's not going to hurt the team. He's going to manage the game like an Andy Dalton. I think that was a great analogy, whoever brought up Andy Dalton.
Did Flacco win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, with Baltimore, he won with great defenses, but he ain't gonna hurt you. See what I'm saying? He's not gonna do what Browning doing. Browning throwing the wide open linebackers, bro.
Yeah, he gonna manage the game like you said. That's why I'm getting point with Joe Flacco, but like Andy Dalton, he can manage the game.
Yeah.
I recommend Russell Wilson.
Nah.
Give me Russell.
Russ ain't
what Russ
He ain't cooking. Russ ain't cooking.
Because he's not durable.
We can't hear you, White.
Huh?
We couldn't hear you.
No, he didn't say nothing.
I didn't say anything. I'm sorry.
Russ ain't playing like Russ used to. Russ, when he was at the Steelers team, wasn't playing like he used to. Yeah, they got to the Super Bowl, but not the Super Bowl, but the playoffs. But what happened? Russ didn't show up like he should. He ain't like what he used to be.
You know, the thing is, I think teams, devalue the offensive line. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at good quarterbacks, they have a pocket. They have a little bit to work with, and I don't trust you paying a free agent offensive lineman who got their bad habits and their ways. You get you a young, hungry person out of college and teach him and tell him to play the scheme that you want to play. I'm a Colts fan. We built our team around the offensive line. We had one of the best offensive lines out there. We didn't have no quarterbacks, but we had a line to the point where Minnesota took 2 of our offensive linemen last year on their team right now. You know what I mean? They paid them bread because we couldn't afford to pay everybody. You know what I mean? Because offensive line matters. You know what I mean? It starts in the trenches. They say the championships are won in the trenches. You know what I mean? Like, and they spent all that on defense, and spent all that bread in the offseason on offense. Well, you didn't think about somebody got to throw on the ball. You got these 2 studs on the ends. You got a decent tight end, but you can't protect them up for whoever back there. Russell Wilson, fuck. Anybody, Shador Steve, anybody with a helmet on is vulnerable back there. If you ain't the referee, you vulnerable back behind that offensive line.
What they spent on Orlando and the other big tackle?
With Trent Brown, that was Londo Brown and
who the offensive tackle? I forgot his name. But they spent money on that. They tried at a year ago?
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Spent all that money. And they,
but like I said, you want young, hungry people now because the guys coming out of college go to Iowa. They got linemen. You gonna go to Utah. Go to the big corn-fed white boys.
Wisconsin. Go to Wisconsin. Get some of them big boys.
Yeah. They put people on the ground. They ain't just sitting there halfway blocking. They pancaking. They man. They put their hands on you in the mud.
Yeah, but man, I don't want to beat up Orlando Brown, but bro, he really a dumpster right now, bro. For the money they paying him, he trash. But he out there like I said, he playing tag, bro. Give me a holding, give me something, man. Do something. Do something to act like you effective out there, bro. We not gonna get mad. He ain't been called for holding because he ain't even putting his body on nobody. He don't have one holding call this year. You see what I'm saying? That's your left side. That's your protective side. He has to be more physical. We would not be mad at you, Orlando Brown, if you get a holding call or unnecessary roughness or something. Let us know you out there playing football, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he got hurt and he got soft.
Yes.
I think that injury stole his heart.
Yeah, that fat ass checker steal your heart too. When you once you sign that big money, it's hard to play football all over again for some of them.
Yeah.
And that boy
you ain't never lied.
When he at Kansas City before he got here.
Yeah.
And
but we the one who gave him the bag.
Right.
We gave him the loot.
Big drafted him, didn't he?
No,
we got him. I thought he came from Dallas, or I thought he came from Tampa Bay, to be honest with you. We got one of them kids from Tampa Bay, not Orlando, but we got one of them guys from Tampa Bay, gave him a bunch of money too, and he didn't do nothing. Ted Karras, he getting blown back 3-4 yards on the line of scrimmage. As soon as the ball gets snapped, he 3 yards in the backfield. They starting to put stuff on the internet showing how this offensive line is not effective, bro. And I think the reason why we haven't heard a lot about criticism from Zach Taylor pushing it to the quarterback is because he doesn't have time to do anything. He don't have time. Now, the interceptions and all that being rushed 3 plays ago and the play after that one, that forces you to make bad decisions and bad throws with the ball. That's what that does, man. And he's not going to look good. Joe Burrow would not look good with this offensive line right now.
No. What? You see what happened to him?
You didn't went out. Now, can I ask the men in the building? Can I ask y'all a question? This might not be this may not be like, you know, like, I don't know, popular. I'm a Bengal fan. I'm invested in the Bengals. I'm a season ticket holder. I wear all that apparel and shit. So I feel like I can criticize them. All right. Listen, I personally don't think that they should have signed all that big money. You got almost $1 billion in 3 players. You either got to pick your primetime receiver. It has to be Chase or Pickens. You should have took Chase and let Pickens make his money somewhere else and use that big tag money on him to square up the offensive line and some defense. That's enough money to do cornerback, defensive line, and offensive line. To pay all that money for these premier players, but you can't get them the ball, don't make sense at all. That's like having a Ferrari, 3 Ferraris in the driveway with no engines in them.
Right.
They look good, but they ain't moving.
Flat tires.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So what good is it to have potential all-stars, but they ain't gonna be all-stars because they can't get the stats, because they can't touch the ball.
Exactly. They should have.
Reach.
No, they should have spent all that. Shit, the only one that got they should have let Higgins.
They should have got some draft capital. They could have got 3 draft picks for T. Higgins. They could have got 2 last year and 1 next year for that nigga.
And guess what? That's a great point, bro. And now you got 3 draft picks that have 4 years of cheap salary, but you got some stallion. You got some boys out there that's coming straight out. They hungry, and you're not even paying them that much because they on the first year rookie salary with the opt on 4th year. You feel me? You ain't got to pay the rookies nothing, but you don't have to pay them hardly anything in that first 3-year contract with a 4th year option. Right. So you giving one player enough money to where you really could evaluate 6 players off of one man's salary, which would be like T. Higgins. I would never get rid of Jamar Chase. He is the guy. All right. Yeah. T. Higgins, I like him, but he was not a necessary move for us. If you're going to secure up your offense and your defense, I would have to get rid of T. Higgins, man. He's a good guy, but that don't win football games.
You can't go nowhere and get paid either way.
He went somewhere and got paid.
That's why I said he was draft capital. He was better off the draft capital versus trying to anything else. Like get some draft picks and grab a couple of young people. And like you said, and then worry about a free agent here or there, the older dude is kind of long on the tooth that can help you out. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good talent out there. Or unsigned free agent. You could have got some unsigned free agents for wide receivers to help out Jamar Chase. He gets so much attention. And then you got that Iosivas or whatever his name is, Yosibas, and then you got the Gasek, you got the dude in the tight end. Y'all got weapons, so you didn't need so much in the pass game.
Right.
You didn't need so much in the pass game, and you got a running back that can catch the ball. You didn't need to put so much in the pass game, but like I said, the coach, you want to look at the ownership because they ain't general manager. You ain't playing your team properly. You mentally ain't playing this out good. You made it look good on paper and act like y'all broke the mold for finally paying people, but y'all wasted money.
No.
They trying to make it happen.
You can't run the ball. You can't run the ball with this offensive line because they're not strong enough. They get blown off the line of scrimmage. They can't open holes. They can't run a sweep. You can see the Brown kid, Chase Brown, is back there. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. He can't even make a move before he gets to the line of scrimmage. It's just sad to watch. It's really the offensive line, guys. It's stopping the pass game and it's stopping the running game. It just shows you how important those hogs are up front, bro. That's where it starts.
Look, that's how they got to the Super Bowl.
And Chase Brown been getting the ball more than anybody.
Yep.
Because that's all they can get it to.
Didn't they have a good line that year they went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but they got rid of them people.
That's what they do every time they do it. They get rid of them.
Because other people pay. Because other people value offensive linemen. Like we lost 2 great ones when they went to Minnesota because he wasn't willing to pay on the bread that they commanded because we had a stout 5. Luckily we built some people up behind them, and that's why we playing the way we playing. But it wasn't because we didn't take a hit on the O-line because we lost 2 studs. We lost 2 starters. You know what I mean? Like, because when you really in doing it, people gonna pay them. And if you can't afford to, you're supposed to be training somebody behind them. You get you some studs and have some young people learn it, because you know you ain't gonna be able to pay them forever. Right. Somebody who got a little more bread than you gonna be able to draft to take them from you, and you got somebody on deck who learned from your stud. So you just have a committee of studs because they learning from each other, versus bringing one person in, think he a dog, and that's it.
Man, how about this? I don't even want to park it here on the football no more. We just stay the car long enough. Yeah. Down here, downtown. Goddamn it, we finna get on to something else. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw a question out there quick for you. What's your take on the actual National Guard going to Chicago? Because that's something that's being talked about right now, and they told the police in Chicago not to go out there and assist them National Guard people when they got cornered by all them protesters when they were in Chicago. So what's your take on it? Do you think that they actually need that guard out there? Because they tried to send them to somewhere else, and Portland, and Portland got it okay, so they can't come out there. But they in Chicago, so. Because
the Republican governor. That's the difference. When you got a Republican governor, that's the
I'm listening for you. Why? What you got for me?
Well, I know that there's some Black Chicagoans that have been complaining about Venezuelans and people in their communities that's messing things up. And I've been talking for years about how Black people been getting set to the back when it come down to high migrants. If you want to use Chicago specifically, I think we got to start at the fact that they was paying those guys, they was paying those migrants $51 million a month in subsidies that nobody's talking about right now that black folks wasn't getting. We wasn't getting that. All right. I want to know, how is it that you can come up with $51 million a month for migrants, but you can't come up with $51 million a month for what Black people need in Chicago?
That's deep.
Well, you know,
and I've been talking about that for years.
Right.
For 2 years, minimum 2 years. And nobody seems to have an answer for that. And then you turn around as the mayor and the city government, turn around and want to charge the taxpayer. You in a deficit of $800 million. But yet you've been paying people, and there's Black folks, tax-paying Black folks in the city of Chicago that have an issue with this. And I mean, they've been had an issue with it. And now you're asking those same homeowners in the Black communities to now up their taxes to pay for a deficit that you put them in by making mismanagement moves of these people's money. Buildings that we had shut down in Black communities that were shut down, they used money, subsidy, tax dollars to open up to house migrants. But yeah, you wasn't opening up those schools so those kids could walk to school. You was making it where it was a little inconvenient for those kids to get to school. And I mean, those answers could be answered. I just want to know who's going to ask them questions to the people there. Let's not look at where we are now. Let's look at where it all started.
Right. Well, America's has had a history.
We can't hear him.
America's had it's the delay. America's had a history of investing in migrants and not investing in us because we're a bigger threat than somebody that comes in from another place. They look at us as the threat to them. We're the true threat to their democracy and everything we got because we fought them when they had us beat against the corner with nothing to look forward to and no hope in the prayer, but we had each other and prayer. And we
found to the man. And we found the man.
That. So they want to keep their thumb on us, and they do it by, like he said, you know, taxpayer. Taxes are mostly, they tax the poor. Poor people pay 80 to 90% of all the taxes in this country, right? And they do with the money how they feel, and they just explain it to you in ways in which a lot of people don't understand, and drop it in bills and have it in different and mismanage it behind the scenes. And you, like he asked these questions, like how can you close a school? Send Black people scattered around, and once you got them scattered, you quietly invest money into it to turn into housing for people that's going to compete with the jobs and cost us money and ain't paying taxes. We still got to pay more taxes for y'all to do what y'all want to do with our money, and we the funding of the government. That's the most ludicrous thing that I've been to understand about this whole thing is this: we fund the government, we ain't got a single say so in how our money go.
Right. A to the man on that too. Who is that speaking? I can't see, but that's right on point.
Oh, right there. That is Damn Sam. He's never on camera, but he's always heard.
Damn Sam?
Yeah.
Damn Sam, you on point.
Appreciate that, sir.
Yeah.
I think that the way that tax dollars are used is a crime. I think why can't we choose what we want to do with our tax dollars? You know, they choose how much they want to take. We should at least, I mean, shit, if you want to know what a pimp game is, damn, that's pimping like a mother. You know what I'm saying? That's pimp game right there. We go out and do all the work, and they tell us how much they're going to take from us. And then guess what, fellas? Once they take it off the top, y'all know what that is. Once they take it off the top, they get us when we spend it too. You feel me?
Yep.
And then if you get out here in this real world and you start getting some real bread, then they get this thing called luxury tax. There's a lot of other stuff that go on, bro, that's out here that we don't have no say-so in. And then they spend it how they want to spend it. That's pimping. Y'all know the game. That's pimping.
Right. Like this government shutdown. Last time that this shit happened was with Trump. And it was 30-something days. The only reason they opened this shit back up was because airline pilots and stuff stopped going to work. And they almost shut down the airline industry, which was big business. Yeah. And that was the reason. Like when we got stuff with Martin Luther King, it was because we shut down the buses. You know what I mean? Like if we ain't going in their pockets, we just talking to each other. You know what I mean? We got to collectively find ways to agree upon something to go in their pockets systematically. You see online stuff say, on this day, we ain't going to spend no money. On this day, what the fuck does one day do? Show us that we got some self-control. You know what I mean? Like, we need to make a real statement and be like, all right, as a collective, we're going to not do something for at least a week until we can, at least a week. Like, people who get money, like you see these people who strike, they get paid eventually. They get some considerations and some accommodations. We ain't making no noise. We just talking, beating our drums and kumbaya, but we really ain't going in their pockets. Because they respect the bread. They respect the bread. If you ain't in their bread, you just talking.
We got a caller. What's good, caller? Welcome to Day to Day. Hello? Hello? Welcome to Day to Day. Oh, shit. They hung up. All back. Anyway, keep going.
So go ahead, Wyatt.
Say it again, my bad, bro. What'd you say?
Right. So look, I'm gonna get into this subject matter while we switching in these lanes, and I know you got a couple of businesses that you do yourself. Tell us a little bit about some of your business adventures.
Well, it all depends. I've done quite a bit in life when it comes to business, to be honest with you. One of the things I try to do is, the first thing I do is I tell my entrepreneurs is that try to structure yourself to do something where one day you can sell it. Okay. Like I never get into a business. The only business that I have is the first one I've ever started. The one I'm currently in is the first one I've ever started. Every other business venture I've ever got into, my main objection was to start the business so I could sell it. All right. I never wanted to work real hard. I just wanted to work smart. So the first thing I would tell people, well, you want to know what I do. I own a bonding company. Well, in bonding, we do surety bonds, which would be bail bonding. We also do SR22 bonding, which would be in some cases, like when you think of driving, a special insurance for driving. I also do construction bonds. I do appeal bonds and things of that nature. Like, for instance, Donald Trump had a $400 million judgment put on him. Well, he needed a bond for that during appeal. So we do bonding on appeal bonds. So some bonding company, he had to pay them $40 million, which was 10% of the bond that was needed for the $400 million that he had set aside for court. So I'm in an industry that a lot of us don't really get into because we kind of only see bail bonding from the criminal aspect. Well, I kind of stretched it to an area where a lot of us were a little, we were missing, what the full effects of bonding truly is. Construction bonds. We got a lot of construction companies out here and welders. And you ever seen somebody like a plumber who said we're insured and bonded? Yeah. We're the company that insures them and bonds them. That's what I do. So 10%, if that, 8% of my business is really bail bond, I would say probably 56% of my business is construction bond. And then the remaining portion is going to be, it's going to be in the bonding world of, I don't know, I guess you could call it, to keep it not, I don't want to make it all technical, but to make it appeal bonds. People need, if they lose a judgment, if they appeal the judgment, we'll bond the backup. In other words, when Trump had to put up the $400 million bond, that was just saying that he would do what he needed to do to make things right until the appeal was said. It's just like being bonded out of jail, basically. You're going to show up for all your court dates, and then, when the court case is over with, you're off the bond. That's how it is in appeal bonds as well when it comes down to I don't know, when somebody gets a lien put on them or something like that, if there was a lien put on, that bonding company would be responsible for that lien that Trump didn't pay. If he lost his appeal, you see what I'm saying, and he couldn't come up with the $400 million, the bonding company would assume that judgment. And that's not good business, but that's the risk that they take.
That's the risk, bro.
Okay, call.
That caller call back.
They keep calling. I think it's Twin, right? You like to argue.
Call back.
He ain't got nothing to argue with over here.
If somebody keep calling, they calling for your ass too.
Call back, caller.
But yeah, but
want to hear from you. So, do you think one poorly run black-owned business can ruin the reputation for all black businesses? Or is it the mindset or just the part of a problem? Like, that go for all y'all. You know what I mean? The black business.
I'm sorry. Do you think that one black business messes it up for everybody?
Yeah.
Is that a question for me?
Wait a minute, the caller back. We gotta get the caller on the line.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on. Let's see who this caller is. What's good, caller? Hello? Oh, they keep. I don't know what's going on with the caller, but you got it up. No, it's on. Everything's on. Okay, keep it going with this like this.
Okay, yeah, you can answer that question, Wyatt.
Well, I would hate to say that it does. I mean, I don't think so, but I think that's up to the people. I think people tend to be a little bit more critical of black-owned businesses than they are anybody. If y'all own the chicken, if we own a chicken joint that had great wings and biscuits, when you come in on a Tuesday, if we out of biscuits, we harder on us than we harder on Kentucky Fried Chicken if they ass was out of biscuits that day. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me that whenever there's no room for error for us sometimes within ourselves, and I don't understand that. When we make an error, it's like we do bad business. When Kentucky Fried Chicken or Popeyes make an error, they trucks didn't come in today. Oh, that's just regular business. And I just think it's a double standard. I don't like that. I'll give you an example. I talk about this on my show quite often. I don't like food critics that come into my city of Cincinnati and run down my black-owned businesses and talk bad about us because they went in there one time and they trying to get clicks and get love from whoever, and they talk bad about us, and then they go on to the next city and do whatever they do, and now they left a little stain on our businesses in the city of Cincinnati. I don't care for that. I might be wrong, but that doesn't seem like you helping anybody out. It sounds like you might be clout chasing. It sounds like you might be doing something that make you look good. But what about that hard-working business owner that got their investment, their whole savings invested into their business, and they had a bad night? You see what I'm saying? They had a bad night. Or you just want to say something. The critic just want to say something to just, run up the numbers and say and look a certain way. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like when people use one bad experience and try to define us all as being bad business owners. I don't care for that. That's horrible.
We got our caller back. Can you hear me now, caller?
Hello.
What's going on, caller? Welcome to Day to Day. Me, it's Motivational Monday. Let's talk about it. We can't hear you.
Hello?
Turn your shit down, baby.
I heard you
I heard
say
it from the
hello.
split second. Hello. But it sounded like he was on the flip phone.
Are you there?
Hello.
There you go.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. You must got Metro PCS.
How you work this?
No motherfuckers that move, you gotta hold them
I gotta get a perfect angle real quick. This side ain't
I'm trying to get an angle. All right, man.
What's wrong with this Wi-Fi?
When you get it together, man, you call us back, man. We still gonna keep trying to get you on. You hear me?
Go get another. Go use somebody else's phone.
Right. And call your cousin or your mama phone. What is
But real talk, based on that, I got a similar experience to where, and I don't let it destroy me from messing with other black businesses, but it was a situation that evolved where I paid some money to get some work done on one of my vehicles, and the work wasn't done properly. Not only was it not done properly, but okay, I'll give you an example. He didn't do nothing good at all. I bought tires. I bought a radio, an amp for it. He was supposed to replace my amp. My amp never was the problem. I don't think he was listening to everything we were saying in detail that I wanted to fix, but we paid up front because we actually know the individual and we're supporting black businesses. So, long story short, he put my rims on, and he put the new tires because we ordered new tires. I had a crack in one of my rims. I had 2 cracks in the rim. Why would you still put the tires on the car and let me come down there and pick up my vehicle and drive off on a flat? Like, I don't get none of that. Like, why wasn't somebody checking my situation, checking my tires out to make sure? Like, I had to put air in it 10 times so I made it home. And on top of that, you had the car for a whole week. 7 days. It doesn't take that long to change tires or swap out. You know what I mean? It doesn't never take that long. Bro, so.
And never fixed the radio.
Never fixed the radio.
The money.
And never refunded the money.
For the other portion that never was fixed.
I mean, I'm just saying, the tire was flat when we rolled off. So those are brand new tires. I'm feeling like I'm already messing up my tire by riding on it on a flat just to get some air for it. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be brand new. I got brand new tires on my stuff right now, and I'm jugging with it.
It comes down to sometimes we invest in people because we're familiar with somebody, and we don't necessarily look for reviews and and look for some references and stuff and be like, because we found ourselves in these situations with people who ain't got no real life business savviness and ain't got no thoroughness on how they do their stuff, and they just out here soliciting business to people who they familiar with and taking advantage of people, predatory. You know what I mean? Like so. With that being said, I think when you do business with anybody, you're supposed to do your due diligence when you make any type of investment. You know what I mean? And everybody ain't qualified just because they capable, just because they can do something don't mean they gonna do it right. Like you said, if you needed somebody to inspect your wheels, you didn't need these.
They can't hear us.
They said they can't hear. Let me know if y'all can hear, because they said they can't hear. A couple people said they can't hear.
Okay, I'll shut up.
No, they said they can't hear, so I'm trying to get the sound right. Can y'all hear? Chris, can you hear?
Wyatt, can you hear?
I heard.
You can hear.
Okay, you good. Okay, good. I heard somebody said they can hear.
Okay, they just wanted me to shut up. I will. I know how that go. You know what I mean? Oh, I can't hear you. Make it like it's technical difficulty to shut a nigga up. It's okay. But the reality of it is, you know, I'm a real nigga. So the reality of it is we need to do our due diligence with whomever we spend our money with. You know what I mean? Like whomever. Color is irrelevant. We right across the street from us, a guy had a roof put on his house by some white guys. I saw 4 or 5 white guys on this roof. It took them 6 days. When I seen Mexicans do it in 1 day. It was a that the weather held out. You know what I'm saying? But he just white, and he found a white person that said they could do roofs, and he hired them and paid them. And this 6 days in, they just cleaned up the stuff off the side of the house, and they just finished. And then he got a sign, nigga, that he put in the weeds. He ain't even got the thing to stick in the ground to let you people know who worked on it. He got the sign literally in dude bush. Like talking unprofessional, but he didn't do his due diligence. God bless him and had him with 6 days of dry weather with his roof being vulnerable. But that's the thing, like as people, we need to really try to, you know, vet the people that we want to invest our money in, because we got to hold our money tight to the cup. You know, because some people getting it easier than others. And some people think that because you got a nice car, you got a nice house, or you got a podcast, or you got this, or you doing shows or comedy, that you can afford it. And I'm going to give you what I want to give you, and what you going to do about it. When it hit the fan, you know, it's just bad business practices going out here like that. You know what I mean? Because it ain't nothing worth a case. You know what I mean? The money ain't worth the case.
I got too much to lose.
You know, right, exactly. And wild. And so it's like we got to be smart. Like we was young.
But it still make me want to, though.
Right. You know, if we the thought.
Yeah. So I got a question. Should we even call our businesses black owned or just businesses?
Right, that's a statement right there.
Should we put the label on that? Because when you use the word black or dealing with black people, they say, why do we got to be separate? Just having you don't see white people saying we're white owned. They just say this is our business, and people go to their business. But we're in a category as black owned, so they already looking for something. And then sometimes we do, like I had that accident and I got my car fixed. They put the front end on and dude came out. I got hit right in front of their business. Came out like he had to go, looking like he just had to go to the cigarette. We got you, bro. We gonna take care of you, bro. You know what I mean? That's how he presented his business. We be doing all this. They had my car for 31 days.
31. In Robbins?
They had my car for 31 days. And then after that, so, but I had that like, oh, they black, you know, you think they gonna take care of you because they got a black business, but do you take care of your black customers? You know what I mean? Or do you know what I mean? Are you gonna take care of me too? So they had my car for 31 days, put the siding that got damaged in the accident, that's what they put back on the car. Sure. They had my car for 31 days, and the front end was still hanging a little bit off. So when I went and got it fixed, I went to a business it's like, oh, we got you, and they had it done in 2 days. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes when I say if I get a business, just say I'm a business owner. You already know I'm black. You don't got to put the title on there, like that's what we do. That's a black-owned business, but in neighborhoods, and then when we do fall as a business, it's on Facebook, girl. They ain't even keep their business, or they advertise in the downfall a lot instead of the business.
Some people use the color as a marketing scheme versus letting their service or quality of goods that they sell be their marketing scheme. It just happen to be black. Yep. You know, they want to be black business owners, but don't want to have quality, and don't want to have consistency, and don't want to do other things. They just want to say, spend black, buy black. Like it's a marketing scheme now. Like people just want that attention, say black this, black that. When it's like, are you really representing us to take that label? Because to say something is black should be regal, should be royal. Mm-hmm. It should have a certain level. It's like we know we gotta come. We gotta come harder than the average person, because since we've been over here, we've had to prove and show out better, not just take advantage of people and slick and jive and shoe foot with you. You know what I mean? Nah, actually stand on something and be the best. That's how we became the greats in the fields that we were in. Not because we were black, because we were serious about our crafts and our business and who we were, and we represented, and they put that black on their back, not on their front. You know what I mean? They carry blackness and try to represent for all black people and not put it on their chest so it can just be something to symbolize with nothing to stand for.
That's hard.
Can I say something about that? That's a great point, what he said. I think what we have to do is we have to distinguish between a business owner and a hustler. All right? Some people hustle every day. You feel me? Some people look at business as just a hustle. It's not what they plan on doing next year. If a new opportunity come around, they're going to do this type shit until they can do something different. You can tell the difference in the quality of someone who takes pride in their business versus someone that's just hustling. All right. A business owner is going to make sure they put their name on it. They're going to make sure they stamp what they do. When they tell you come back on Tuesday, it'll be done. It'll be done on Tuesday. A hustler got other shit to do before they get to you. That's why it's always late, because they putting other stuff ahead of what you got going on. Now, I'll be honest with you and tell you I'm pro-black. I try to spend my money with black-owned businesses. But a lot of this has to do with how it's not always the business owner so say. Sometimes we got to have the right audience. We got to have the right buyer. We got to have the right people that's willing to look. The best business you can ever run and to stay successful in a business is referral. All right. So if I got a business that I know does great body work, I can refer that black-owned business to you. That business that happens to be owned by a black man or a black woman or a family, a black family. You feel what I'm saying? The best way to get businesses out there is through referral. You feel me? Your best customer is going to send you 10 more people. You ain't going to send that guy that's hustling 10 people because you didn't get a bad experience. You ain't going to pass that on to nobody. So what we got to do is we got to be able to put ourselves in a position to be able to spread these businesses out through referral. And if you ain't telling me to go to this guy or going to that guy, I don't know if it's hard. It's hard to try new people, but sometimes we just got to do it. But let me tell you about the customer that knows you a black-owned business. Some people won't agree with this. If you ever done business for yourself, you will definitely agree with this. Listen, you can have Foot Locker over here, and you can have day-to-day shoes over here. If a brother walk into day-to-day and see the Jordans for $159 or $199, they could be in Foot Locker for $199. He gonna peel that $200 off like it ain't shit at Foot Locker. He gonna ask you for a hookup.
Yep.
See, you can't do black business like that and think we gonna do shit right. You can't run us through discount and then want us to give you the same service and all that shit that you're getting from Foot Locker. You can't do that. You'll pay them top dollar, but then you want to give us discount money and you want to talk us down. If anything, give us 10 extra because we the ones that's in the community buying Little League uniforms and shit. You ain't going to Foot Locker. I ain't seen no Little League football team with Foot Locker on the jersey.
Yep.
But the black-owned business, they'll come knock on your door in a minute. So in order to be self-sufficient, we need to come together collectively. We got to give a good service. I'm not saying make up excuses for our bad service or are we 31 days late on delivery and things of that nature. That's not acceptable. That's not an acceptable business practice at all. But we still got to put ourselves in a position where if more people was doing business with that person, would they still be on a late schedule? I don't know. Maybe they'll burn themselves out. 31 late on your guy, bro. That sounded like a hustler to me. That didn't sound like somebody that was in business. It sounded like they was just doing shit to make it week to week or month to month or whatever. But I just think that it's a responsibility of both the business owners and the consumer. The consumer don't owe us nothing, but I think if we're going to practice black business, it has to come from the consumer. Has to be more of a consumer, not so much the business has to be over the top. You shouldn't expect more from us from any other business. I mean, if we slip and fall and trip on something, man, we deserve to have that same courtesy that you allow any white business or any Jewish business or any Italian business. You know, we just so hard on our own businesses, bro. And that in both ways. You criticize when we're not on point, but then you discount us when we trying to get full sticker. You know, you can't have it both ways. You can't talk us down to a discount and then want us to act like Cadillac. You can't do that.
And that's why I've had to cut off customers, black customers, doing business with them on the strength that it's like you don't respect my brand or what I bring to the table, and I feel a certain type of way. Because if I'm giving you a reasonable rated price for my services, and I give you quality service, and I stand behind my service, and then all of a sudden you want to talk about, I know I had you fix my car, but I ain't gonna have it till next paycheck. Why you have me work on your car? I got my money and time invested in your product now, so and then you want me to give your keys back. Like
now what white business gonna do that?
Not but they expect that out of us. You know what I mean? Like I had a guy do me like that, had me order a $300 key for his BMW. I told him, I said, let me know you got the bread, I'll order it for you because I got to pay in advance for it from the dealership because I get a discount. Next thing you know, when it's time, when I say, oh, okay, your key here, oh man, I ain't gonna have it till next week, next Friday. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Next Friday, like, and I was working, I wasn't hustling or nothing. It's like, damn, I invested my work money to help you out, supposedly. You know what I mean? Saved you money. You wanted me to do a starter. He said, just do a starter in my car. I'm like, no, I don't just do that. I don't slap parts on cars. I diagnose them and tell you what you need. I'm not your part slapper. So I say, you don't need a key. You don't need a starter. You need a key. Selling the key and then he ain't got the bread. You know what I mean? It's like, I found it where people just, you know, they're not honest. And I try to be good with communication. And I think a lot of business owners would need to work on their level of communication and being truthful. If you can't accommodate somebody in a certain time frame, say that shit from the beginning. Yeah. If you understand that you working with certain restrictions, you let somebody know that shit. Give them the opportunity to say, okay, I'll work with you, or I can't handle that. I want to go somewhere else, and still have a good relationship with that business because they were honest.
Damn. I agree with that.
Damn. Sick. Doing comedy, you realize why some of your brothers go to the white clubs and don't want to mess with the black club, because you see the difference in it. You go to a white club, you know you're guaranteed to get your money. You go to a black club, you ain't guaranteed it every time to get your money, because the promoter will say, oh, I got this, I ain't got it. Or the show ain't do what he said he was going to do, now he can't pay you. So a lot of guys don't even want to rock with their own people because of that reason. And it just from listening to y'all, and it's funny because I see it every day. Like I rock with my people regardless. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. But at the same time, I do see what they talking about. I see. Shout out to a couple brothers and sisters. They stopped. They booming now. They said my loyalty ain't there no more. They said I gotta worry about me and get to where I need to get to, and it's sad because I want to see us as the people shine, you know what I mean? But it's crazy how the difference of how people act. Like when he said they always want a discount. Mm-hmm. And now I've been blessed to see some brothers and sisters that pay my work. This is what I want. All right, bro, you deserve it. We're gonna give it to you. But I've also been like, hey man, show me some love, bro. And it's crazy.
That's what I was gonna add. This question is
so why I see why I talk, but I don't see no words. No words.
Yeah, you got a lag.
It was a long time since you said this one.
No, he don't hear. The next question.
Is there more grace period given to non-black businesses when they mess up?
That's what you just talked about. For KFC and all
that. But I'm saying though, is it though?
I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's you rather blame it on the employees than the business when it's a white-owned business. When it's a black-owned business, you blame the company because it's normally black employees and black company. You know what I mean? So you want to blame the whole company because they might have their cousin working the desk today. You know what I mean? They ain't even filling in the blanks. When you go to you go to KFC and it's a random black person back behind the counter, or a white person, whomever, give you shitty service. You blame that person, and you will go to a different KFC. But that black business don't have franchises and businesses everywhere, so you will be more harsh on that perspective because they just happen to have a bad day. That person, they've got a bad business. You know what I mean? Like, well, it's hard to get good employees. It's hard to get people to stand on business. So everybody go through that. You know what I mean? But we be so hard on us. You know what I mean? And have, like he said earlier, you got such high expectations, unrealistic. But then want the blue light special, want the family price. And they go, first thing they say, is that the best you can do? So I gave you a price.
How do you shift the narrative?
Can I say one thing about this comparison to white businesses and black businesses? I think that there are white businesses that are just as inefficient as some of the black businesses that we just talked about. And I think it boils down to how much capital the business actually has. I think most businesses that are well funded tend to be a little bit more customer friendly. They're in a position to stand and knock a little bit. They can afford to take less profit, so they're more satisfying. They're more customer friendly. When you're a struggling business, just where every customer counts, you don't have as much room to take a loss, or you don't have as much room to really satisfy a customer if something comes up that, you know what I'm saying, that might end up costing you one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get a customer and it might cost you money to fulfill this order for this customer at this point because you've made a mistake, or because there was a misunderstanding in something. Not everything is because we're bad business people. Sometimes we have to make a bad decision because of the economics of the business, which means we can't afford to take a knock on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one is going to cost me 3 of my jobs that could be coming or could not be coming. So we got to take a look at the broad picture of what's really going on. For me, I always tell my business owners, young entrepreneurs, do not start a business if the day that you open the doors, you have to sell out, or you have to, you have to sell your inventory. Everything has to go. If you have to have at least 6 months worth of reserve, you should be able to run your business for 6 months, really a year. But I'm just being kind. Be able to run your business for 6 months with no profit. If you're not able to do that, you're not ready to be in business for yourself. Because one of the things that hold us up, one of the reasons why most businesses shut down within the first 5 years is because of capital. It's because they don't have enough money to be able to sustain those bad moments. Not just customers not coming, but when you get a customer that you have to satisfy. Sometimes that costs you money to satisfy a customer, and that's getting into your pocket. And a lot of small business, if you don't have the money to be able to sustain those knocks, you're not going to stick around long. You see what I'm saying? So whenever someone's asking me about how to break into business, whatever ideas they may have, it's all good. I don't stump on anybody's ideas. I'm more of a logistic dude. I make sure that your money is lined up the right way, and that if something like COVID happens, it don't take you out. You see what I'm saying? Or if something happens where you can't do business, if you have a slumping 6 months, you still can sustain. Like, bro, what took them 31 days to get your car fixed? What took them 31 days that somebody did in 2 days? They couldn't afford the parts that they was ordering for you, or they was dealing with some other jinky people to get the stuff to come in. I mean, that's just I can't fathom 31 days versus 2 days.
Yep, I had rentals after rentals, and they kept. And I went, Kev, no, I went. They had my truck. They had rentals after rentals, and every time I called them, they was waiting on the parts, but my insurance paid it.
Your insurance was paying the rental?
They was paying a rental, but my insurance paid for my car to get fixed. So they sent the check to them, and it still took that long.
Because they was trying to junkyard parts. They weren't trying to buy you new parts. That's the
like
business.
I said,
you know what I mean? They're trying to buy your parts.
My insurance is disputing it now, but they put the part that was broke back on, trying to hide it. Like,
they could have been prioritizing other business and putting yours on the back burner. As long as they getting that money from you, they know they got your business. So now you're working on their time. So and all them other customers, the people that walk in and get their stuff done right then and there on the spot, like they putting that business before you, and you didn't already pay.
But I told him, and I picked it up. I said, I will never.
They was hustling, bro.
Yeah, he tried to give me his card, and he was like, "Hey man, if your friends," I ain't never telling my friends or nobody about you.
And that goes back to what I was telling you about that referral. See, if they would have done you right, hit the time frames right, got your money, made their money, did everything scope to scope, now you got 10 people that you can send that place. We on this podcast right now, you won't even mention the car dealerships. You won't even mention the people name. They could have got a free commercial right now if they would have done you right.
Yeah.
That's hard right there.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. In business, in order to be successful, it's all a referral business. I don't care what business you're in. It can be chocolate chip cookies to perming hair to braiding hair. It could be from painting homes. It could be restoration. It could be anything. Your biggest thing, your biggest asset is referral business. Repeat. It doesn't have to be a repeat customer. I could be a customer that you deal with every 5 years. But how many customers am I sending you within those 5 years?
Yep. Yep. Like my cousin opened a barbershop. He was like, man, don't nobody come. I was like, because you're going to turn it into a hangout spot. Everybody there. Your homies are there. They're not cutting hair. They ain't barbers. Why they sitting in here? You know what I mean? That's like, presentation is everything to me. How you present yourself, how you present your business. I said, you are awesome barber. But what your downfall is, all your homies who ain't barbers, you don't let your business become the hangout. So I'm like, if they want your business to flourish, they quit coming. And I was like, quit telling them to come, and maybe somebody will come get their haircut by you. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying, because you keep cutting the same, your homies' hair. You open a business just to cut your homies' hair. Like, I had to tell him, like, man, you gotta treat your business differently than you can hang out after you get off. But don't have them there all day, like all day just hanging out. That's why ain't nobody coming in there. Because they outside in the front, on smoking, doing their thing, and he think it's cool. But they ain't supporting your business. They make your business fail.
They just hustling, bro.
Yeah.
They just hustling. Because a real shop, I mean, let's just be honest, man. A dollar is a dollar. A dollar is a dollar. But I like my dollars to come from everybody. I want all colors of people. I want all facets of lifestyle. Like, just because you're a barbershop don't mean that a dude that work at Procter & Gamble can't come through and get his hair cut. He going to be your good tipper, right? But he's not going to come in there if he got to walk by weed smoke. He got to walk through the crew. He got to sit there and, you know, the talk is always cool, but that talk ain't for everybody. This is a place of business. You see what I'm saying? It's not a hangout chill spot. But if it is for you, then that's what that's your clientele. Then get ready for that type of clientele money and the motion that come with it. But that's more of a hustle to me. That's not one of the business.
People be like, why you don't come to me? I'm like, why? Like,
you know, people got to understand there's a difference between a hustle and a career. You can turn a hustle into a career, but you can't make a career a hustle.
That's absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand that I have to tell people, like, this ain't my hobby. I fix cars for real. You're not about to call me and say, put some spark plugs in my car, and because your check engine light on. You're not setting me up for the okie doke. So as soon as I put the spark plugs in, your check engine light stay on. You looking at me 24 karat crazy, and you the one told me to do it. So I won't let you tell me what you want me to do. You want me to tell you what's wrong with your car? Pay me. I'll tell you what I think's wrong with your car, and I'll stick by what I said. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing this. Like, versus me telling people the difference between a mechanic and a technician. There's a difference. You know what I mean? There's a difference between somebody who's a barber and somebody who cut hair.
You know what I'm saying? So let's jump into some of these questions real quick, man. We got questions for you, and they random. And everybody got different questions we're going to ask you, and we just going to all tag team you right now. There it is.
Okay, let's get it.
You know what I mean? So, Drake, what you got first?
All right. What frustrates you the most about how our community support or fails to support its own?
Can you repeat it? I'm sorry, bro.
Yep, I got you. What frustrates you the most about how your community supports or fails to support its own?
What frustrates me the most?
Yes.
Wow. I don't know that we. I think it goes back to the discounting. You know, like when we have our businesses, when we walk in, we tend to want to not everybody, bro. It's not fair to say it like we. I don't want to put it, paint it with a broad brush, but to be honest with you, I think the discounting is the most frustrating thing to me. When they see that you're a black-owned business, we always trying to hustle and talk each other down. You see what I'm saying? That's frustrating to me. Because I think people use it as a leverage that, oh, bro, and this and this, but they'll go get a white man the money and won't even, they might smile at him, with this little fake ass, I ain't really mean it ass look on their face, but they meant it, but they just don't see. Here's the thing. Here's what I think, bro. This is not going, I gotta put the candy in the medicine. Okay. The truth of the matter is, bro, some of us, we it's more important for us to let white people think we got money. So we'll spend extra with them. We'll spend we pay what they say. For us, it's cool to negotiate and be slick and all this old other shit. I don't like that. You feel me? You ain't slicking the dude over there. You want to slick us though. And then we feel guilty if we don't take a little something off just because what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes people they try to act like they doing you a favor because they spending with you. Like you ain't providing a service. Man. Or like you're not doing something that you're doing something for them that they could go anywhere and get done, but I don't owe you for doing business with me. What I owe you is the service I'm providing you. And then you're going to talk me down. That's the frustrating part right there, bro. That's the frustrating part.
All right. Okay.
All right. So, I guess I'm going to go. How do you balance being a businessman, promoter, and a podcast host without burning out?
Oh, I don't. I'm burnt out. Shit. Who told you I'm not burnt out?
You look like a veteran to me, damn it. Like you don't get tired.
I get tired. Shit, I just keep going. Because look, I've been at I'm from 13. Everybody on my pod, everybody from Wyatt Live know where I'm from. I'm from 1335 John Street, bro. I'm from Law Homes. I'm from the 4th floor. I'm from the penthouse of the Law Homes. Damn it. I used to look from the Law Homes and look up to like that Clifton area where the hospitals is. And I used to dream big. I was a vivid person. I used to dream big. And I always told my mama, man, before she passed, well, she passed recently, but when I was a little boy, I told her I'm gonna be a millionaire. And I just said, hey, the path to becoming successful is to just keep working. Never allow anybody to tell you can't do something. You understand? Never let anybody. Now you can't do it. I can. Y'all know Jay-Z uncle told him in the studio one day, you can't sell no million records. He told his uncle, no, you can't sell 1 million records. I can sell 1 million records. And he did it. He sold 1 million records 1 million times. You see what I'm saying? So I keep going because I know how it is to not have anything, bro. And I just don't want to be like that anymore. And the only reason why I didn't have anything is because of the lack of work and the lack of dedication that I was putting into things. That was just me. Like my man right there, who's the comedian. Bro, no, if he don't answer his phone, he ain't gonna get no dates booked. If he don't give a good show, his phone ain't gonna call, it ain't gonna ring no more. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody he ain't gonna wake up tomorrow morning and somebody just gonna be knocking on the door. He got to get out there. He got to put the work in for people to, I'm committed to this. I'm gonna be the best at this. I'm gonna have my bad days. I'm gonna have my bad nights, but I'm back. I'm here. I've been told no way more times than I've been told yes. You feel me? And I just persistence. And I'm gonna tell this to all my brothers and my sisters out here. Work a schedule. Wake up every day with a schedule.
Shout out to my comedians that's
Yes,
on the
in the
house
building.
on the platform with me, man, because they both be going bodyguard hard, man. Yeah,
We
they got shows almost every week at them.
They go out of town.
They
Shout
be
out to
everywhere.
They working their ass off because they out there doing it. They putting that work in.
Do you think loyalty is earned, proven, or bought?
Say it again.
Do you think loyalty is earned, proven, or bought?
Woo, boy, who we talking about here? Like, we talking about us? We talking about period? Everybody? What you talking about? Because I'm a firm believer, brother, that when it comes to loyalty, no. Listen, I'm a firm believer that loyalty to most people is their next opportunity. You understand what I mean by that? Like, a lot of people aren't really loyal, bro. They only loyal to the next opportunity.
To that bag. They see that bag in that direction.
When you hear people say it, it's factual. Because I can probably on my hand right now name 5 people. I thought that was riders that disappeared with the quickness. I only got 5 now. I got 5 people literally on my hand I know will ride till the wheels fall off. And like, and then that's crazy when he said it though, because you don't think about it until you like, shit, that's crazy. That
they'll let you know who they is.
But you know what? I take that as, I take that as, you know, keep doing what you got to do. That's your life. That's the way you move it. And that's your definition of loyalty. It's going to be a hard one for you. Because every step, every turn you take, you don't know who there, who ain't. That's crazy.
Sam, you got a question for me?
We ain't got time.
All right, well,
it's 10:27. I'm watching the clock.
Well, listen, I got one more. I'm gonna just throw out there, and we're gonna leave it at that. Do you think real leadership requires being liked or just being respected?
I don't think strong leaders are liked. I think respect comes from making the right call. I think most people are respected, whether people like the decision that's being made. I think you got to respect it if it's benefiting the team. But I think when you're liked, that's a sign of a weak leader. That's just my opinion. I think leaders that are liked are people that don't make decisions that's best for the team. They do their individual thinking. And those are the ones that get fussed out and cussed out, and they get fired before the staff do. I think leaders are those that make difficult decisions, and they're in the front line. They're in the front line. And I honestly, that's why I talk bad about leaders so much, because I can see a weak leader. A weak leader is very transparent to me. They say things, they burn candles from both ends. They just want to be loved. A weak leader is. A strong leader is someone that'll tell you how it is, what it is, and how it needs to be in order for us to be successful. You can't make $1 million with a weak leader. You can make $1 million with a leader that's telling you you had an off night. Tonight wasn't your night, champ.
That's
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A strong leader is going to get out in the front. A strong leader is going to go knock on little Ray Ray's door and tell his mama he out here clowning.
How you going to lead somebody by telling them, oh, you had a great night every night, and you know you didn't have a great night?
Right.
Come and tell me, hey, bro, you was ass.
Right.
How am I going to grow? How am I going to get better if you going to keep telling me I'm great when I wasn't great?
You know what I had to do one night? You know what I had to do one night, bro? I was on the road. Y'all know I'm in the boxing profession, right?
Okay.
And I told a young man, now his dad, this is a guy that I had, and he was a Latino dude. But Latinos, they're family oriented, and the dad's always, my son gonna be a world champion. My son gonna be a world champion. I'm telling you. So we got on the road. We went to Charlotte, North Carolina. We did a card, and the young guy was having a hard time. The fighter was having a hard time making weight. Okay, like he was probably 4 pounds heavier than he should be to make weight. We had weigh-ins an hour and a half from us getting to the hotel. So he had to work out for that whole hour to drop those 4 pounds. We was sweating, we was this. And I'm saying to his dad, who's been telling me for months on top of months, we're going to be world champions. We're going to be world champions. I had to turn to the dad one day, that night that he was trying to lose that weight. And I said, you sure we going to be world champions? Because it seems like you want it more than your son want it. You feel me? Like you want to be a world champion. I don't think your son want to be a world champion. See, a strong leader would never say that. I mean, a weak leader would never tell the truth to somebody in a vulnerable spot like that. A weak man will say, yeah, we're going to be world champions. Let's go ahead and get it together. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Just burning the candle. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, like my man said, who's the comedian. If you had an off night, a strong leader in your camp, a strong man in your camp is going to let you know tonight wasn't it. You feel what I'm saying? Tonight just wasn't it. When you have weak people around you, expect low bar results.
How can we reach out and connect with you on the back end?
Say it again.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up, but man, we're going to have to do this again, man. If you feel gracious with your presence, we there.
Anytime. Why don't y'all come over to Wyatt Live one night or one day at 1 o'clock? I need y'all over there. Let's have it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's flip it. Let's flip it. Let me ask some questions to some of y'all, man, and y'all share some of y'all gems to my audience.
I'm with it. Let's pick a day.
Just have Hosh reach out to me. Let's make it happen.
All right, we doing it. You tell us what day you really want us on to come on there. I know you be on every day. So
well, I'm gonna have my people reach out to y'all. I've been wanting to say that my whole life. I'm only kidding. I'm a one-man operation over here on the Wyatt Live. I do have a team with Wyatt Promotions, though. Maybe one night when we're working on something right now, maybe it'll be amazing if what y'all doing right here would come out to the fights one night and set up and do one of y'all platform, do your show and all that at a fight night. That would be awesome. I would love to have y'all there.
We want to be there. We want to be there. We done this before. The next fight. So yeah,
let's make it happen. Let's do it.
Okay, well, you tell your peoples to holler at my peoples, and then we all gonna get together. Like,
all right. I'll have my people reach out tomorrow.
Hey, yeah.
All right.
Hey, we got people.
We got people.
As always, man. I think Kev, y'all got any shows coming up?
We got a show October the 18th, Park Place.
Jamie J.
One of the hottest female comedians.
Judy Brown.
Tino
from KY coming up. Me, Dre Holland. We had Somerset this Wednesday for the comedy night. Come out live. And then next Wednesday we do poetry. So we vibing in every different lanes, man. We got movies coming up. Just watch out for us. We doing big things. We're to play.
Wow, that's big. That's big. I like to hear that.
And we like y'all to check out Wyatt's show at 1 o'clock. Where can they find it at?
You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on pretty much all social media. TikTok. I don't really do much on TikTok, to be honest with you, because my show goes on for about an average of about 2.5 hours to 3 hours. TikTok's not really set up for me to do live, so I do clips over there. But you can find me on Facebook under Wyatt Live or Randall Wyatt. Both pages are open for people to click into. On YouTube, it's called Wyatt Live, simply Wyatt Live. And just come on in. We in Monday through Fridays at 1 p.m.
That's what's up. Shout out to Worldwide. Shout out to Busy One. Shout out to Let's Talk About It Fridays today. Shout out to me as Motivational Mondays. Shout out to Women Wednesday. Shout out to Wyatt Live. We out here in these streets.
Hey,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Share.
Thank you.
Do it again and again and again.
I had a ball.
We did too.
Yeah, time to get it, watch me take off.
Yeah, we getting paper out this bitch. Yeah, taking off like a freight train out this bitch. Get off my track, don't get derailed. Running with my clique. See, I'm all about that MONE while we super rich. Gangster from the sideline, pimpin', got me riding in my Lexus window tinted. Man, your business while we all up in the club. Turned on bottles, plenty in it. While you looking at me stupid, cause we spending pretty penny.
Quiet than the pilot, yeah, watch it how I take off. Hop up in that new whip, hit the gas and watch me take off. Whole city. time to get it, watch me take off.
Yeah, we